Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take one single, really common word and use it to unlock this massive idea about how language actually works. This is way more than just a vocab lesson, trust me. It's like we're popping the hood on the engine of communication. So let's get right into it.
It almost sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? How on earth could you explain, well, everything with just 850 words? I mean, think about it. All of science, business, or daily lives with a vocabulary that small? It seems impossible. But that exact puzzle is what led to this really cool concept called basic English.
The idea here is, honestly, it's brilliant because it's so simple. Instead of trying to memorize, tens of thousands of English words, the whole point is to just master a core set of 850. And these aren't just random words, okay? They're the MVPs, the most essential, hardest working words in the language, picked specifically for how powerful and flexible they are. It's all about getting the most clarity with the fewest words possible.
Okay, so to really see how this all works, we're going to put one of these core words right under the microscope. And for our case study, we're picking the word current. Now, I know, it seems super simple, right? But believe me, it is the perfect example of how one little word can do a ton of heavy lifting.
So here it is, current, 7 letters. Looks pretty harmless, but this word, man, it has some serious credentials. This isn't just some word we throw around casually. It has been officially recognized as an absolute powerhouse for communication. So check this out. These are its qualifications, if you will. First, it's on that basic English list of 850 words. Okay, no shocker there. But here's where it gets interesting. It's also one of the top 1,000 most common words in all of English, and it's also on the official academic vocabulary list. Now, think about what that means. It's crucial for a casual conversation and for a high-level university lecture. That's some serious range.
So what's the secret sauce here? How does it do all that? Well, its power really comes from this kind of dual personality it has. Deep down, current is all about describing two really fundamental things. One, the state of time, like what's happening right now, and two, the physical movement of stuff, like water or even electricity. Let's break that down a bit.
Okay, first up, let's look at its job as an adjective. This is the current we use to talk about time, to say something is relevant, like right now, in this very moment. And the meaning here is super straightforward. When we use current as an adjective, it just means up to date. Simple as that. It's all about what's happening now, what's new, what's modern. It's like dropping an anchor for our sentences right in the present. This lays it out perfectly. See, when we call something current, we're not just saying what it is, we're also saying what it isn't. It's not old, it's not obsolete, it's not dated. So the word carves out its own little territory, the space of everything new and relevant. Here's a classic simple example. This news is current. What does that mean? It means it's fresh, it happened today, it's not last week's old news. Boom, one word and we know exactly where we stand in time. Okay, now let's level up just a little bit. Take this sentence. We wouldn't be able to buy it at current prices. See what's happening here? The word current is doing more work. It's linking time directly to money, to value. It automatically makes you think about past prices or what future prices might be. It gives the whole idea so much more depth. All right, so that's job number 1, talking about time. But current has this whole other side to it, a totally different but just as important job. We're going to switch gears now from the abstract idea of time to the very physical world of, well, stuff that moves. Let's check out current when it's used as a noun. I think the best way to think about this word is like a linguistic Swiss Army knife. It's just one tool in your pocket, right? But it's got all these different attachments for different jobs. We just finished using the time tool. Now we're going to flip it open and pull out the flow tool. And you'll see this one has a couple of different functions too. So when current is a noun, it's all about movement. And this really splits into 2 big categories of physical flow. First, you've got the kind of movement you can actually see, like the current in a river. And then you've got the invisible kind of movement that literally powers our entire world, the flow of electricity. Okay, let's see this first noun in action. There is a strong current in that water. When you say that, you're not just saying the water's moving. You're talking about its force, its direction. That one little word packs in the idea of power and flow all at once. And now for its other job as a noun, which takes us into science and tech. It has a current of 9 amperes.
Isn't that wild? It's the exact same word, but now it's describing the flow of electrical charge. So we go from a river to a copper wire. The core idea of flow is still there, but the world it's describing is completely different. Okay, let's pull back and look at the big picture for a second. We've seen current work as an adjective for time and as a noun for two totally different kinds of physical movement. And this, right here, is where you really start to see the magic of a system like Basic English. This is the key takeaway, right here. You've got one single word that easily handles three big separate ideas. Think about it. You don't need one word for up-to-date, another for how water moves, and a totally different one for how electricity moves. Nope. The word current just does it all. And that's the big aha moment. This is why it's on that list of 850 essential words. It is just incredibly efficient. It's a true multi-tool. Once you master this one word, you've suddenly unlocked the ability to talk about several pretty complex things, and you can do it clearly and simply. That right there is the real power of having a simplified core vocabulary. So that just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Once you see how a word like current works, you can't unsee it. You start noticing these little powerhouse words everywhere. Think about words like run or set or get. They do so much. So my question for you is, what other simple words are out there just quietly doing the work of 10 different words? It's a pretty cool way to think about the language we all use every single day. Thanks for joining me.